I don't know why your video was recommended to me first, and then I started watching you, and I can't agree more with the people who comment on your channel. Like your voice is soothing, you're lovely to listen to. I mean, yeah, I vouch for that. Actually, it's really, I don't know what is special about, yeah, maybe because you worked in HR. I think that, yeah, no wonder you were in HR. The kind of personality. It's that's what the HR resources have to be like, and
That's your greatness. And thank you so much for all the compliments. And I would also like to pass a compliment to you that you also have some special factor in your voice, and that attracted me towards your video. Like,
oh
if
really? I
anyone would,
don't think
even
so.
by mistake, somebody would click your video, they will stick to your video just because of your voice. Like,
I
there are many
always,
things, but your voice is your
yeah.
USP.
Do you think so? Oh my God, that's really a huge compliment because I always thought my voice isn't really, like it's a bit not strong voice. So yeah, but that you actually,
Something
you
special.
don't realize that when you until you listen to through the recording, and that's when I started recording. I feel like, oh, this voice isn't. Some people, when especially on the social media platforms, they, not by looks or not by anything else, but just by their voice, they can actually, keep the
Yes, engage the
audience.
audience.
Yeah, that's really a blessing. And yeah, and yeah, so your journey is really amazing. That no wonder you're getting, and these conversations that you have on a day-to-day basis, and it's amazing for the people who, the new learners. I feel it's you. A lot of people definitely, I'm sure that they stick to the end of your video because they enjoy those conversations and they get a lot of. I mean, it's nowadays there are a lot of apps. I haven't really used any apps yet. I believe in India also there are apps, and also on international platforms there are platforms that people can join, and but they're so expensive. And what you're doing is really a service, I'd say.
Yes.
And
And I
yeah,
also feel that, beginners mostly struggle with everyday conversation. So that is why they watch conversational videos just to get that hang of everyday conversation.
exactly.
And this is
Yeah,
how it is.
1,000. But they would definitely, yeah, would love to visit your channel. And so, yeah, so I haven't really introduced myself even on my channel, I think, much. Because on some of the videos, it's there like briefly. I don't know if people have watched really. They watch and then they possibly some people subscribe, just listening to like a few bits, and then, yeah, they wouldn't really be watching fully. So so I'm Shyla, and I live in England. It's been like how many years now? 13 years since I've been living here. Before that, that's why we can relate to, I work in corporate and you have worked in corporate, right? So I worked in, I'm originally from Kerala. And
Oh,
yeah, you wouldn't believe that I haven't traveled to many places. I mean, hardly one or two places in India. I'm not a travel person. We'll come to that in a bit. But yeah, so I'm originally from Kerala, Trivandrum specifically. Trivandrum and Kollam, actually, two places. My husband is from Trivandrum, and I originally hail from here, Kollam. And I worked in. Have you heard of Technopark? Technopark.
no.
So
No, I
that's
didn't have it.
like in Bangalore. What is called the IT park.
IT Hub, something like that.
Yeah,
IT
something.
Hub.
Yeah, it's called Technopark. Yeah, it's one of the largest in India, I think. So I started my career there. I've always been in IT, like everybody does. I started as a developer, and then I moved on to doing different things, business analysis and stuff. So now I'm actually doing a delivery lead role with a corporate company. It's been, yeah, I have uh, all my life I've been working at, I should say, ever since I graduated. I did my master's in computer science. So it's been like how many years? 13 years. Yeah, I've been working. Uh, Kind of tired now, I think. It's really nowadays. This platform is really good. Like for a lot of people, if you that's kind of a side hustle or even can be your main job. And coming back to my family, I have a 12-year-old son, and I live with my husband. Yeah, here.
That's great. So we got to know a lot about you. I just knew your name, and I was just attracted by your voice and your content as well, because I feel that your English is so natural, like the way native speakers speaks, you know?
Not really. I would
That
say, yeah.
kind of.
No, no. Actually, it's like maybe because I have been working for a UK company for all the time, So when I started off, I didn't really just like anybody, especially in Kerala. I should say that even though what I've seen is in Kerala compared to other states, we tend to speak in our own mother tongue. Even in the offices, we are quite comfortable, talking in mother tongue. So, which I have seen differently when I once visited uh, Chennai, not Chennai actually. In Coimbatore, I think, and a college for an inter college festival. I visited, and then I got to see a lot of. I mean, majority of the students were talking in English, and I was like, I was then 20, 21 or something like that, and I wasn't comfortable speaking then. Yeah, so only when I started, and also I have to say that I did my schooling in our mother tongue, so I didn't do in English medium. And so yeah, obviously you can imagine like when I got really start properly, studying everything in English from my pre-degree. Those days we used to have pre-degree when I did. Then it moved on to the government switched to +2, as you call it. I think in North India it used to be +2 all the time, right? Did you have pre-degree at any point?
We call it +2 only.
+2, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's when I actually started. Even then, you wouldn't be speaking in English, will be mostly even in colleges. But that's something that I've seen in Kerala. People are um, hesitant to speak or more comfortable in speaking
Mhm. Yes,
in
it happens
Malayalam.
that we speak to our mother tongue again and again, or to our comfort zone again and again. So we consciously have to speak in English. So that's quite okay because it is our second language,
Yeah,
right? So we are always comfortable with the first one, and
yeah,
we can
definitely.
very well share our emotions in our mother tongue and Hindi language only. Sometimes we struggle to share the exact emotions in English.
Yeah, I learned Hindi uh, through. I mean, it's really good. That's why I was saying that when people watch you speaking these conversational videos, it's really good that, and also there is subtitles. So I tend to post different kinds of videos actually because this is my first conversational video, and I don't know
I
how
think you're
many are.
just experimenting with your YouTube channel now.
Exactly. And when I see these coffee with current videos, people tend to like it, and there are definitely a lot of you can build a vocabulary because they say a lot of, especially current current says a lot of different words, which is really good. And when I try to pick words, I get confused. But should I post it because it's simple? But what I find as simple might be easy. I mean, it may be harder for somebody else. But same, likewise, if somebody else finds something as really simple, I might find it hard. It's like you never know. It's because I don't read much as something that. Drawback. Actually, I always think about I should read, and a lot. And now I also watched your video where you were doing something like where the is it a reading challenge or
Shadowing
something?
some shadowing.
Yeah, it's really good actually for building vocabulary. That's only, or if you watch movies, then yeah, you get, which I do. Um, yeah, sorry, I
So you
actually
learned
kept on
English
talking.
by watching movies only?
Yeah, my English, I think a lot through my job, I should say. Yeah, thanks to the job because I've been speaking to the people in the UK a lot. And yeah, I've been here for the past 13, so that really helps. When you are surrounded by the language, then yeah, obviously my son, he doesn't speak mother tongue, so he was born here, and he went started going nursery, and then he picked up the language there, and then yeah, so it is a it I should be blamed for that because and he's not really comfortable now. He understands, but he doesn't really. So I have to actually now get a tutor.
Uh,
He doesn't like, and also Malayalam is one of the most difficult languages in India. I should say Hindi is really easy because I
mhm.
learned through, those days. We only had Doordarshan. Do you know Doordarshan?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I learned Hindi watching Doordarshan serials mainly. Yeah, it just came naturally. I think
Mhm.
watching the serials, I learned. I have to apologize. I kept on talking. You didn't even introduce yourself. I got a bit carried away.
And I love listening to you. So, yes, I was enjoying too. Okay, so let me introduce myself. So, my name you already know. I'm Sunita
I
Rawat,
actually know you. Yeah, but yeah, so for my
audience.
times, yes, please.
Yes, sure. So, I go by Sunita Rawat, and I am from a beautiful state, Uttarakhand. It's in India. So, maybe people from England
No,
must be
I don't think
watching
I
this.
have. I don't think. I mean, some people. I when I check the stats, I see people from the UK watch, but maybe they are Indians. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, great, great, great. So yes, I'm also a mother and of two boys, and then I run a YouTube channel named Sunita's English Adventure. So this is very precious to me. I post whatever I can, whatever I feel like. So it's a platform for me where I can show my creativity, my skills, or whatsoever I'm learning on daily basis. So I share it through my YouTube channel, and I love engaging in healthy conversations with people. So that is also I'm doing through my YouTube channel. So you can say my life revolves around this YouTube channel, my kids, my family. So this is a small world for me, and I'm totally living it, and it's such a fulfilling life for me. So yes, it's a bit about me.
Thank you. Yeah, when I started, I was like, what to talk about? And it's like it's been like 10 minutes now, and I can't believe time flies, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
when you feel connection, then you just
Yeah.
can't keep track of time.
No, yeah, I wanted to actually ask you. So you stopped your 9 to 5 when you had your first child, right?
Yes,
So, yeah. So
yes, we stopped
before you
over.
were, yeah, that's really nice because it's yeah, spending time with your kids is the best, and that's the top priority. And so
But
when you
initially,
did,
I had many regrets actually. Initially, I had regrets that I didn't want to leave my job actually. But then it was a compulsion for me because then who will take care of my kids if I'll not? So
yeah,
that was the thing. So when I started spending time with my first child, then slowly and gradually develop that connection with your kid, and then you don't want to leave them, right?
yeah,
In
I
any
know that's the
case.
worst
Mm.
thing that you, as for a mother, to leave your child and then go to work. It's really, yeah, and especially in this country, it's really difficult for the childcare expenses. And when you don't have your family, then it's really hard to bring up a child here. Um, so yeah, so we decided to have to focus on one. Um, but yeah, but here
Raising a
I
kid
would say
in the UK is really expensive.
it is, yeah. When like the payment, the salary is also, it considering the cost of living and everything. But still, childcare is the one of the most expensive things here, I would say, because you have to pay like for a decent childcare, you got to pay minimum. I think these days I don't know how much it is. Like years when my son was born, it was like uh, 1,200 pounds a month. It's yeah, it's the if you take it out from your pay, it's like it goes like 1/4 of your pay or something like goes towards it. It's really um,
Okay, so by childcare you mean to hire a nanny, something like that?
Exactly, yeah. Because if you have to work, then you have no other
Mhm.
option. Another thing is like if for a 3-year-old, it's really good to go to nursery and then that's how they learn from there. So 3 years is I think in India also 3 years you send the kids to
Mhm.
nursery,
Right.
right? Even then, and nowadays it has changed. Like you get if one parent is working, then you get like what percentage, certain 30 hours free in the nursery or something. 30 hours, 15 hours, I think, something like that. So if both parents are working, then you get 30 or something like that. So you get free from the nursery. That's from the government. And then yeah, so it's good for the kids development when it comes to, they go to the nursery and they'll learn from. But it's you have to choose a nice, good nursery. Otherwise, you can't, because unless and until they start speaking, you don't know who you are leaving them with.
Yes, yes.
They should be able to.
Then there are risks involved.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is one of the, when you leave your child with somebody else, you don't know who they are like over there. Again, the world is totally different these days. Uh,
Yes, I completely agree with that because whenever my kids are away from me, I am always paranoid about this thing, like what they must be doing, and we can't even trust people these days.
As they
It's
say,
Kaliyug.
like
That's why.
your child is like your heart walking outside your body, isn't it? Um,
That's right.
I mean,
Okay,
no
so
matter how
can you
poor
talk a
they are.
little about your English journey? Because I'm really very fascinated about your English. You have such a natural tone and natural language as well, like the way people speak in native language. So can you share like how can we achieve that? Like you must have seen my journey and my English too, right? You must have noticed. So sometimes I use some kind of professional words and sometimes this native words. So I do mix of it. So could you please
You're
suggest me
really
something
good.
so that
You're really good. You're underestimating yourself, I should say. And you when I watch your videos, I see you using a lot of words, which is really good. I mean, I don't tend to do that. All you have to do it very, you know, consciously that you have to use if you have to use a difficult word. But from your subscribers' point of view, I mean, the way you're doing it so naturally, which is really great. I mean, from if I speak about my journey, I should say that I wasn't really confident when I was doing my college. We wouldn't be speaking. Even I can't remember how my teachers used to be in college. I think they just for the lesson they would prepare and they would definitely deliver in English, but none of the students would naturally speak. Oh, but there were some in a college people students come from different classes, like that in terms of finance and their financial status of which.
yes.
So yes, some
Mhm.
that would be like, even if some students use the language, it would be very minimum, I would say. Like if you take the percentage, maybe like hardly 5% would use the language. So you tend to use, I tend I was mostly using my mother tongue, Malayalam. But it's only even when I did my master's, same. I did my master's in Kerala as well. But then you prepare for seminars, presentations. Then um, you obviously, again, you learn it. It is not something that you can deliver a speech naturally because it's not your mother tongue. And then I only when I joined, but again, I should say because I did my schooling in Malayalam. Possibly that's why I got an inclination towards this language, or maybe because how global it was. Everybody speaks, and when you are kept away from something, you tend to get attracted to that. I feel
Yes.
like I'm saying like, what is it? What is our people doing it? So I should say that I did have when I did my schooling, even though I didn't. I was my main medium was Malayalam for the language lessons. For the English, English is the language you learn. Then I had a really good teacher, tuition for that. So I should thank my parents for that because I had tuition for English, which helped me because the teacher was really nice. He was a really good teacher, especially grammar. I should say my grammar was kind of okay. So that basic did help me.
Mhm.
So I think some people, when it comes to speaking, if you ask me now, is grammar important? It's like I'm kind of 50-50. When you need, I mean, vocabulary is really important because to speak fluently you need vocabulary. For that, if you ask me if I how I learned Hindi, I watching serials is how I learn. It comes, but English and the Hindi are different. But again,
Hmm.
and also the age matters. Like I mean, those when I was like even then I started watching Hindi when I was um, five in year five, six, seven, that kind of. So I wasn't that young to pick up a language because for the brain language they say that your brain development or the language development happens like when until age 3 to 5 or 3 to 5 maximum.
Hmm.
But that's
Yes,
much
people say
below.
that.
You can learn a language. It's I think it varies from person to person uh, how we pick up things. So you can learn a language any age, doesn't really matter. The age doesn't really matter. So what I would say is like watching, if you are not, reading is the best, I think. Um, if you can't read, then the next best thing to do is watching. Um,
Hmm.
Nowadays, there are a lot of platforms like Netflix and it's cheap in India as well. I mean, Netflix subscription and also it's cheaper compared to here. And yeah, just watching and people, when I hear people watching a lot of Netflix, what are the programs? I don't do that, but uh, people do that these days. So that is with the subtitle on, watching those programs, or even even if not Netflix, you can use YouTube as a good.
Hmm. Yes, YouTube is also enough. You'll get to see
Yeah,
many kind of videos, short videos as well in English. So I seldom watch short videos like English movies, Oscar-winning movies, kind of. So I search that and then
yeah,
I watch. So you get to learn some or the other thing, whatever you do, whatever you involve yourself in. It's just that it should be in English, then you learn some
yeah,
or the other thing. You pick up
yeah.
words.
Yeah, whenever you can speak to someone, that speaking is obviously how we all learn a new language. Or when we were born, we didn't know our mother tongue. So when speaking, but that's here. It's so for that. I think this is really good that be it you. There are a lot of channels, and we would think like, oh, I mean, some of the channels you would think like, oh, their English is average, or but doesn't matter when it comes to speaking. You need that confidence. If you have
Hmm.
another person, doesn't matter what their level is. If you have everybody can improve. If you when you two people talk, both evolve. Actually, I would say, like from a communication perspective, you learn something or the other from the other person, which is
Definitely.
that's what I was like, I posted a video on Trump mocking a reporter, which I found is really rude for him. He has done this before as well. We shouldn't be, and if his language English is just another language, we know our mother tongue really well, and English is just another language, an additional language that we are learning. So we have the skills. It's just we have been brought up like in a country where we didn't really have to use English much, or nowadays it's different.
Hmm.
But so it's the situation, and it, now I think another the Chinese language, the language is really, because if you if you look, if you buy any product, uh, it's a Chinese product, isn't it? So most of the products that we buy, and then they are actually doing that even without knowing English. Their English, I don't know, I mean, compared to if you they promote their language. So
Hmm.
I
Isn't
wouldn't be
it?
surprised that if now people are learning Chinese. So it's just English is just like any other language. So we just need to, uh, depending upon your situation, if you need to use a language, obviously you need to work hard towards just practice this.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I would say English is not really very mandatory to learn, but if you enjoy learning this language, then definitely go
exactly.
for it. And
Yeah,
there are
definitely.
scope for many other languages as well, like French, Chinese, as you said, right?
Spanish,
So whatever you
Spanish is the
enjoy,
most
just learn it.
commonly spoken after I mean, Spanish and this Chinese language, Cantonese, I think it is. Yeah, it is another language that is spoken because of the population, obviously, the Chinese
Hmm.
population. Yeah,
And
I'm
we
so
never
surprised that
know.
Hindi is not that popular like that because we are also we,
Yes, then the
yeah,
world world will be learning Hindi.
yeah. Just imagine
Yes, it's all about the importance. Whichsoever
importance
language you give
exactly.
importance to, everybody would just follow the trend.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, India is like it's really in terms of GDP really growing. Well, so you wouldn't be surprised if one day everybody speaks Hindi.
Yes, yes, that is something we can expect. And
Yeah,
because India is also developing and it
yeah,
has a good, what to be friendship with, like our prime minister has good friendship with other countries' prime ministers as well. So he can do something.
yeah,
And he
yeah. I mean,
speaks so well. He speaks Hindi so well.
yeah, no, right. Yeah, so Gujarat, and that's one good thing about the North India. I'd say in a lot of us South Indians are not comfortable speaking Hindi, but in North India, I mean, be it Gujarat or um, even I mean Bengali speak Hindi, I think, right? And you're where you are from. I mean, it's Hindi is
Hmm. Yes,
yeah,
it's
so
everywhere. It's omnipresent.
yeah. Yeah, but in the south, not many people speak. But nowadays, I think we are watching again all these Bollywood movies and all people use it. That's how we learn. Otherwise, we don't really. You know what? When I in my childhood, when I you have people coming from different states. You know, like for kind of they come for food, and they sometimes tend to move to different states and then I use that opportunity to speak to them in Hindi if they're coming from there. So yeah, so we just look for opportunities. That's what everybody should be doing. If when it comes to speaking English, do not hesitate. That's one the first step. You might be making mistakes. Doesn't matter. I mean, everybody does. It's only us, I think, who think that making a mistake is not good. We shy away from it. But no, that's one. But there are a lot of channels you would see people speak without hesitating, which is an example of how you can develop when it comes to improving.
Hmm. And I would say I noticed you spoke about this thing in your video too, that you should laugh off at your mistakes. So I
Yes.
really like that whenever you make any mistakes, just laugh off or
Yeah.
enjoy making mistakes. But it's just that you don't have to repeat those mistakes.
Yeah.
When you
Exactly.
feel
It's like
very
you're not
anxious of
committing a
making
crime.
mistakes and hesitant, then the other people would come to know, you know. So you don't
Yeah.
have to show that on your face that you made mistake.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a crime that you're doing. Like it's just, and if you, as you said, rightly said, um, if you like to learn the language, yeah, that's when you have to learn a language. If you want to improve, it's definitely your overall personality will change if you learn a new language. You can become more confident when you can learn. Yeah, learning is always, be it a language or anything, you're developing, which is great.
Yes.
Every
So
day
you're
it's
just
a new
adding
learning.
stars to your shoulder.
Yeah,
Mhm.
every day it's a
And what
new
about
learning.
like you live in UK? So do people are very conscious about these mistakes and everything?
No, no. Actually, if you ask me, my colleagues, if I make a mistake, they won't say anything. They don't. They wouldn't. I mean, this. I mean, like how Trump did with the reporter. I mean, like I haven't faced anything like that. I haven't heard anybody doing that to anyone. It's considered harassment, bullying and that sort of. It's not really in a corporate culture. It's not really allowed. You're not allowed to do that. So you can speak. I mean, people in my office and they tend to they do not really if we, the our Indian colleagues, whenever they come out, they once they're migrated, they wouldn't be. Some people they are still trying to hold that Indian accent, and it's completely acceptable, and they are really in good positions as well. So it doesn't really matter what accent or how you're speaking. And so far, if you can communicate, if you can make the other person understand what you're saying, that's what matters.
Yes, I
And
also feel
also,
that's
above all,
good
it's
enough.
your skill. It's your other skills. How intelligent you are, or how what if you might be better at something
Mhm.
um, than somebody else. That's what
Yes, and for that
matters.
you need communication skills to, get it across. Like you must be good at something, but if you're not good at communicating, how will you get it across? How will
Yeah,
people
yeah.
come
So
to know
you
about it?
can sell yourself better if you know the language. That's um.
Yes, true that. Okay, so
Oh
like
my God, how long have
apart,
we have been talking for now?
I think it's been 18 minutes
Yeah,
almost.
you have. Oh, is it okay? So you have. Do you have? You're taking lessons, aren't you? Yeah. Are you do? You have.
Lessons? Sorry,
Are you doing any classes or?
I provide classes actually to
uh,
beginners.
Is it so? Are you free today, or do you have lessons
No,
scheduled today?
Sunday is my week off,
Ah, okay, that's nice.
so I
Yeah.
don't take classes on Sundays.
Do you plan to go back to the corporate world, or have you thought about it?
No, I don't think about it. I feel that I'm really comfortable with whatever I am doing and I'm really enjoying it
Yeah,
because maybe later, but very late, I've realized that this is my true calling. English is my true calling. And now
yeah,
that I've realized, I don't want to leave it, right?
yeah,
In
yeah.
any
Definitely
case.
not.
So, yes, I'll continue my journey forward in this language.
Yeah, that's the best. I mean, wherever you're comfortable, whatever you're happy with doing, that is. And
Your voice is breaking up, actually.
oh, is it? Oh, sorry. Is it better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I didn't. I mean, I live here. I live in a flat. Maybe here it's kind of a bit insulated. Sometimes I don't really get good mobile network here.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's. I'm in
Okay, so
a.
we can
I'm
wrap
in
up
a.
this conversation here
Yeah.
only. Let's meet some other day. There is some
Yeah. We
poor,
should.
poor
We
network
can maybe we can
connections.
focus on a specific topic and then.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely. I
yeah.
love discussing
Also,
this topic.
it's interesting how the world is like we didn't know each other. Now we are like talking to each other. It's really, and internet is amazing, isn't it? Thanks
Yes.
to you too for that.
Thanks to you too for joining me and for making my day. You made my day. So, yes, I
Yeah.
hope to meet you again with some
Yeah.
topic and we'll have a very good, healthy conversation.
Yeah. Thanks, dear. You have a lovely day off, and yeah, also watch your videos. I'll see you on the videos now. Right. Yeah, speak later
Okay,
then.
have a good
Okay.
day.
Okay. Take
Bye.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.